everyone, it's Opie. Welcome back to the channel where I have no idea what's going on. Today is going to be another video in my Wonder in Witchcraft series, which I am so far super excited about, and I'm super glad you guys have been liking it. Today's video is another beginner-friendly one, and it's also one that I think everyone can kind of learn from. This is about daily practices. Daily practices are something, as the name suggests, that you do every day in your practice. And these are things that I like to do, or as often as I can, just because they're super easy to do, they don't take a lot of energy, and oftentimes they're just kind of fun. Although, I do want to say, you're not required to practice every single day. You know, you're not required to have something spiritual go on in your life every day. If that's what fits you best, go for it. If not, then you do you. Witchcraft is something you can make completely and totally your own, so take this all with a grain of salt. So the first one that I want to talk about is one that I think a lot of people talk about, and that is meditation. Meditation can be something super quick or super long, and it can be really whatever you want it to be. Most of the time I meditate just when I wake up, just like in my bed, and often I take 2 to 4 minutes to just kind of sit there and ground myself and be present in the moment. I also typically use this time that I'm meditating to do quick prayers for my day and just kind of set my intention. I think the only downside with meditation is that oftentimes it requires a clear mind, and as someone who overthinks everything all the time, it's super hard to kind of clear my head and find a happy medium where I'm still thinking and still present and not falling asleep, but still with a clear mind and focusing on just being present. Number 2 can also kind of be hand in hand with meditation, and that is journaling. Journaling is something that I use a lot, and I try and do every day, but I kind of forget most days. Journaling doesn't necessarily have to be spiritual, but when used in a spiritual context, it can be a super helpful tool for both seeing how your manifestations have planned out and also for clearing your headspace. I use journaling to kind of clear my mind from any anxieties that I may be feeling, and also to just kind of get my thoughts down onto paper so that I stop overthinking about them. I like to look back on previous entries just to kind of see how I have progressed. I like to see if something that I was excited about that day went well, or if something that I was anxious about ended up happening the way that I thought it would. Writing in a journal can take a little longer than meditation. It's just kind of depending on how much you write that day. It does require a little bit more material things to carry out. So if you're traveling or if you're somewhere that you can't necessarily have things, it may not be the best for you. This is another practice that isn't inherently spiritual, and that is self-care. Self-care is something anyone should do, even if you're not spiritual in the slightest. Just because it helps you take care of your own body, it helps take care of your physical and mental well-being. And it's super, super important. The self-care can be done in so many different ways and so many different times of the day, and it's just completely tailored to whatever you need that day. So when I'm using self-care as a daily practice, I like to set my intentions as I am carrying out whatever it is. So if I'm doing a face mask, I like to set my intentions on clearing my skin or helping my skin recover from being irritated or whatever. If I'm taking a break from social media, I like to focus my intentions on centering myself and my own beliefs, and also I like to use the time to focus on something more productive. Self-care can be super quick or it can be super long. It's really whatever you want. Even doing a single chore can be considered self-care because you're helping yourself and your future self in the long run. Number 4 is something that I mentioned in number 3, and that is setting intentions. Setting intentions can be super helpful in just day-to-day life. Setting intentions can be done in so many different ways, it's like insane. I like to set my intentions whenever I'm making myself tea in the morning. So I'll set my intentions on that cup of tea bringing me energy and bringing me positivity for my day. When I take showers at night, I set my intentions on cleansing myself of any negative energy that I've gained throughout the day. Setting intentions can be done in conjunction with other practices that I've mentioned, like meditation, journaling, self-care. Number 5 is making food with intentions. Kitchen witchery is something that I briefly talked about in my What is a Witch video, so if you want any more information about that, go watch that video and go see the links that I left in the description of it. Each ingredient in a recipe can mean a different thing. Blueberries have 5-pointed stars, which is great protection. Lemons can bring you happiness and joy. And any intentions you want to set into whatever you're making can be an amazing way to incorporate just a little extra spirituality into your day. Overall, I think there are so many different things that you can put into your life to make them spiritual. Even the most mundane tasks can become magical if you want them to be. These were just some really quick ideas that I typically use in my day-to-day life and that I really like. As always with these videos, I do encourage you to do your own research and find what works best for you. Whatever works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying this series so far, and if you have any suggestions of what you'd like me to cover in a future Wonder of Witchcraft video, leave them in the comments below. I am always on the lookout for new ideas, so if you want me to cover any topic, go ahead and leave it. These videos are super fun for me to make, and I'm super grateful for my friends for inspiring me to make this in the first place. I hope each and every one of you are having an amazing day wherever you may be in this wonderful world of ours, and I'll see you next week. Before I sign off, make sure you're following me on Twitch and Instagram, both of which are in the description down below. I'll see y'all guys next week. Signing off.